Hello, and welcome to LunaYes guided sleep meditations. For many of us, life is passing by so fast we can barely catch our breath. It's as though we can never truly switch off for the night and get some rest. There are hundreds of things that may keep your brain buzzing at bedtime, that prevent you from achieving a peaceful night's sleep. But luckily, there are also many tried and tested methods to quiet your mind and relax your body, leading to a deep and peaceful sleep, and allowing you to wake up refreshed and restored. Thanks for joining me tonight. Before we begin, I'd like to remind you that because this video will guide you into a state of deep relaxation, you should only listen to it when it's safe for you to fall asleep. Please don't listen to this guided meditation while driving or doing any other tasks that require you to be alert. Let's start by finding a dim, quiet space with no distractions. And if you can, place your device where you can hear but not see it. Get into a comfortable position on your bed with your legs out long and your arms either resting lightly on your belly or at your sides. If you'd prefer, you can bend your knees and bring the soles of your feet to the bed. If you're feeling chilly, feel free to cover yourself with a light blanket. You can choose to begin with your eyes closed, or if you'd rather, leave them open with a soft focus ahead. For now, please relax and allow the sound of my voice to gently guide you through this practice. And if you feel like closing your eyes at any time in the next few minutes, go ahead and do so. I'd like you to first connect to your breath, breathing gently and softly in through the nose and out through the mouth. Take a few moments to just concentrate on your breathing, on the sensations that it brings you, on the calm it provides. And if your thoughts begin to wander as you breathe, that's all right. As you continue to breathe, you can allow the thought to linger for a moment. You can even classify it if you like, to file away and deal with another time. What type of thought is it? A judgment, a worry, a memory, or a plan? You could label it if you'd like. Is it useful to you or not? Is this thought helpful and constructive? Is it something to build on? Something you feel the need to explore? Or is it not? And in a moment, when you've finished with that thought, allow it to move on like a single cloud in an otherwise sunny sky, and return your focus to the breath. Take a moment to just listen to your breathing. Focus on the sounds of the air entering your nose. Feel the sensations as it travels through your throat to your lungs. And imagine it mixing with your bloodstream and spreading throughout your body to finally return and leave your body on the exhale. Focus on the sensations your breath creates. Feel your chest and stomach gently rising and falling with each breath. And now let's work on deepening our breathing, on lengthening each inhalation and exhalation. Let's go ahead and inhale now for 1, 2, 3, holding that breath for 1, 2, 3, and exhaling for 1, 2, 3. Inhale again, this time for 1, 2, 3, 4, holding for 1, 2, 3, 4, and slowly exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in now for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And breathe out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Holding the breath for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And releasing it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well done. Let's begin again at our 3-second breath, making our way back up to a 5-second breath cycle. Inhale, hold, and exhale. Inhale again, hold it, and exhale. Slower now, inhale, hold the breath, and exhale. Now try it entirely on your own, beginning at 3 once again. Inhale, if your mind begins to wander once again, just allow the thoughts to drift through your awareness as before. Then return the focus to your breathing and to your counting. With time and practice, you may even be able to breathe through a 10-second cycle. Feel free to try that the next time you follow along with this practice. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and close your eyes now. And this time when you arrive at 5, keep the cycle going. Continue breathing in for a 5 count, holding for 5, and breathing slowly out for a count of 5. And once again, if any thoughts or physical sensations intrude on your awareness, just acknowledge them and let them float away as you exhale and return your focus to your breathing. It's perfectly natural for your mind to wander. With practice, you can redirect your focus where you want it. In this case, on counting and breathing. If your body begins to intrude on your awareness, if you're itchy or achy somewhere, if you feel the need to shift into another position, take a moment to acknowledge and address that, and then let it go, returning your focus to the breath. If you're still feeling a lot of physical energy, if you're restless or fidgety, go ahead and wriggle around for a few moments before settling back in. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Circle your feet. Or maybe tap your palms gently against your stomach or the mattress. or shake your head gently from side to side. And now allow yourself to settle in once again, to return your awareness to your breath and to relax, sinking deeper and deeper into the bed beneath you. Now take a deep, cleansing breath in, the deepest you've taken all day, and hold it in, imagining the oxygen traveling through you, bringing you a relaxing, peaceful, restful energy. And then exhale the tension, the stress, and the negativity from your body. Inhale again, hold that breath in, and then exhale. Once more, breathe in, hold it, and breathe out. Allow your breathing to soften and to fall into a gentle, natural rhythm now. I'd like you to visualize a quiet autumn forest on a bright sunny day. A blanket of mossy grass is underfoot, and the leaves have only just begun to fall from the trees. Looking around you, the trees seem aflame. The evergreens stand as a strong and bright background for the riot of color provided by the leafy trees scattered thickly throughout the woods. Brilliant red maples, golden oaks, and the shimmering silver of birch bark are all around you. When the sunlight hits the vibrant leaves, they seem to glow with the vitality of the forest, the energy of the natural world. Standing here, you feel connected to that forest, to the earth, and the trees, and everything around you, to the wild creatures, big and small, that roam through the peaceful woods. You can't help but smile as you spot a pair of chipmunks scampering through the underbrush, collecting their winter bounty, their tiny cheeks bulging with nuts as they chitter at one another, each warning their rival off their own small patch of woodland. As they move off and you look up, you can, for the first time, spy a thread of thick golden yarn hanging from the outstretched branches of the nearest tree. You're not terribly surprised that you missed it earlier. It's the exact deep gold of the leaves, and it also seems to shimmer and glow in the sunlight. I'd like you to reach out and take the end of the yarn and gently begin to untangle it from the tree branches, wrapping it lightly around your hand or arm as you do. We're going to follow this golden thread wherever it leads us through the forest. As you release the last of the tangles from the tree limbs, you can collect the loose yarn and loop it with the rest. And you slowly walk forward on the soft ground and around the trunk of the tree. Keep walking now, following the golden thread through the forest. And as you walk, breathe in deeply, filling your lungs with the crisp fall air. Though the temperature is dropping, the sunlight keeps you pleasantly warm, and a warm breeze blows gently through your hair, just as it rustles the leaves overhead and ripples through the long grasses and the underbrush. Remember to keep collecting the yarn as you walk, advancing slowly but surely through the woods, leaving the pathway behind and moving in and around the trees. And as you move to place another loop of the shimmering yarn around your arm, you notice that as you've been walking, the yarn has begun to knit itself together as if by magic. As you stroll under and among the branches, stepping over the fallen limbs, following the golden strand, the yarn you've collected forms the beginning of a lovely warm blanket. Continue walking through the sunlit woods as you gather the thread, lifting it from the leaf litter, gently untangling it from the tiny twigs that litter the forest floor, or unwinding it from the tree trunks as you move forward. You notice now that you've begun to climb a gentle hill, the forest floor rising softly beneath your feet. You take a deep breath of the clean air, letting it fill your lungs, fueling you for the slow ascent. With each step you take, you gather up more and more of the golden yarn, looping it gently over your arm, never quite able to see how the strand magically weaves and knits itself. The blanket is growing larger now, but strangely, though you can feel the warmth emanating from it, it never grows any heavier in your arms and never seems to prevent you from walking freely and easily through the trees. The yarn follows the line of a fallen tree, wrapping among the branches still poking up from the massive trunk. As you begin to unravel the thread, you climb onto the log, walking slowly along its length, freeing and coiling the yarn caught along it. You're near the crest of the hill now, and as you continue along the path, you see several other fallen logs scattered around. Some have made their way to the forest floor, while others have come to rest in the crooks of the neighboring trees. As the birds sing in the treetops, you see squirrels here and there, hopping and dashing along the trunks, also busily collecting nuts, seeds, and mushrooms to feed themselves through the coming winter. Their little bushy tails swish and flick as they move, like tiny feather dusters brushing the fallen leaves into piles for them to jump through. As you watch one of them, it sits on the log just ahead of you, bringing a nut to its mouth, its sparkling black eyes watching you too, as it enjoys a quick snack before heading back to work. You also get back to work, continuing your gentle climb up the hillside as you collect more and more of the warm golden thread and loop it onto your arm. The shimmering blanket continues to grow as you walk, now hanging down nearly to your knees, and so wide that you can hold it with both hands out to your sides. As you near the top of the hill, you begin to hear the sound of water rippling gently over rocks and boulders as a stream appears ahead, running across your path and ever so slightly downhill. The sunlight filters through the trees, striking the surface of the water through the remaining leaves and dancing merrily on the bubbling stream. You can see that your thread crosses the water, and you move along the bank, searching for a safe crossing. Just ahead, you can see a huge old log laying on the ground, spanning the stream. With both hands full of the golden yarn, you walk across the log bridge and continue the climb on the opposite bank. You're nearly to the top, and the warm wool you've collected so far has woven and knit itself into the loveliest blanket as you've walked. It's ever so slightly longer than you and wider than the span of your arms. The golden thread shimmers and sparkles in the dappled forest sunlight, and it smells wonderful, like the vibrant forest around you, like newly fallen leaves and rich earth. At the crest of the hill, you find a large boulder with a space hollowed out near its center. Over the years, nature has weathered the rock and has carved out a gentle dip. Covered with moss now, the boulder looks as though it would be the most comfortable chair you've ever sat on. Settling onto it, you cover yourself with the magical blanket and look up. Ahead of you, there's a large pond with a gentle, misty waterfall moving off from the opposite side, following a gently craggy cliff down toward a lovely little clearing in the valley below. Surrounded by tall, thick, and majestic trunks, there are a few newborn pines pushing out of the undergrowth in the valley, their deep, soothing greens contrasting with the riotous blaze of yellow, orange, and red provided by the leafy trees. Feels as though you could sit here for days, snuggled under the warm golden blanket, watching the forest breathing and changing all around you. The sun hangs low at the treetops, beginning to sink toward the horizon as the forest creatures around you cease their work and games for the day and prepare themselves for slumber. And as you sit here surveying the forest, your eyes gently roaming the trees and grasses under the glowing sunset sky, a shape materializes from the mist surrounding the falls, and you hold your breath as a beautiful doe moves toward the stream. You sit as quiet and still as you possibly can as she daintily steps her way along the forest floor, her ears flicking, searching for signs of life in the quiet forest. Seeming satisfied that there's no danger, she softly calls out, and a pair of twin fawns join her at the stream, Though the spots have disappeared from their back and sides, they're not quite as large as their mother, and they still look to her for guidance. You watch her observing her babies as they drink, looking over the forest, alert for any signs of danger. But the forest is a safe, peaceful place, and the deer are in no hurry to move off, glad to drink deeply and rest in the dappled sunlight, scratching lightly at the earth and nosing through the underbrush for soft grasses and moss to snack on. You can sit here for a few more moments if you wish, peaceful and quiet in the woods, surrounded by the vitality of all the living things, the very forest seeming to breathe along with you. And you remember that you can repeat this practice as often as you like, returning to this magical forest to recharge your batteries and replenish your energy whenever you feel the need. But for now, it's time to take a final, deep, cleansing breath of the fragrant forest air as the sun sets and darkness fills the woods. And it's time to return your awareness to your body, lying in your bed, warm and soft and ready for sleep. It's time now to descend deeper into rest and relaxation. Let's take a moment to check in with each part of our body and turn it off for the night. We'll start at the toes. Bring your awareness to the toes. Wriggle or clench them for a few seconds if you wish. And now allow them to grow heavy for the night. And bring your awareness to your feet. Focus your energy on the sensations in your feet, on whether they're still tired or aching. Breathe restorative energy into them. And now let them rest. We won't need them again until morning. Check in with your ankles next, shifting or swiveling them lightly before turning them off for the night and letting them rest heavily against the bed. Shift your attention to your shins and your calves, perhaps tensing the muscles for a moment and then letting sleep claim them. Next, bring your awareness to your knees. Focus on the sensations there and just let them lay heavily on the bed. We won't need them anymore tonight. Moving further up, bring your focus to your thighs, tightening the muscles for a moment, feeling the sensations, then turning them off for the night and allowing them to sink into the bed. Continuing on to your hips, your pelvis, your bottom. Check in with them. Fidget or tense them for a moment, then relax them, preparing to shut them down for the night. Focus on your belly and lower back. Feel any sensations that might pop up. Clench your stomach muscles for a moment, and then shut your lower body off for the night. Bring your attention higher now to your chest and back. Check for any tension. Tighten and loosen the muscles, or fidget a bit if you wish. And now find stillness, allowing your upper body to shut down for the night. Move on to your fingers now, checking in, perhaps tapping them gently on the bed or clenching them shut for a moment. and then allow them to grow heavy on the bed. Now bring your focus to your palms, to your hands. Become aware of any sensation there, any aches, tension, or tiredness, and then breathe out and shut them down for the night. Your wrists are next. Gently swivel them like your ankles before allowing them to fall heavily onto the bed, resting and relaxing. Check in now with your forearms, feeling any sensations, any fatigue or tension. Then allow them to rest for the night. And bring your focus to your upper arms, to the biceps and the triceps, and turn them off for the night. Moving now to the shoulders. Be aware of any sensations in the shoulders, any aches, any fatigue, any tension. You can shrug your shoulders up to your ears or roll them slightly if you'd like. And then allow them to relax down onto the bed, preparing for sleep. Focus now on your neck, on your throat, becoming aware of any tension and letting it go. Relaxing and softening. It's time to shut them down now, resting assured that your breathing will remain soft and steady throughout the night. And moving your awareness up into your jaw, into your face and forehead. Wriggle your muscles for a moment or two. Maybe clench your jaw tightly. And now soften before turning your facial muscles off for the night. Now that your body is soft and relaxed, now that your mind is quiet and at peace, we'll take a few last breaths here together. Now that we're nestled comfortably, sunk deep into our cozy beds, relaxed and heavy. Breathing in and out through your nose as you drift away to sleep, feeling relaxed and heavy, warm and safe. Let's gently count our breaths now and count ourselves to sleep. As we inhale, we count 1, and as we exhale, we count 2. Inhale, 3, and exhale, 4. Inhale, 5, and exhale, 6. Inhale, and continue counting, feeling softer, heavier, and more relaxed as we go. I'd like you to count each of your breaths as you inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale, counting all the way up to 100 if you can. And if you lose your way, just begin again. If your thoughts begin to wander, just come back to your count or begin again. When you reach 100, you can continue on farther or begin again at 1, whichever you'd prefer. Together we'll drift into a deep, peaceful rest so that we can awaken refreshed and ready for a new day. Good night, And thanks again for joining me tonight. For more LunaYes guided sleep meditations, please subscribe to our YouTube channel.